Well, hey, namaste, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are here right now. And this is an extraordinary moment that we have arrived into. I am Kira. And for many of you, if this is the first time that you're tuning in for the monthly forecast, welcome. Because this is a very special month. You know, I have had the honor of sharing these forecasts with the world for over 23 years now, and am very, very blessed to have been here at YouTube for over 20 years. And the whole library is here. There is a lot of information, but it's this time, it's this moment every month where I have the honor to be with you right now and for us to vision and look ahead. And as you bring a hand to your heart, I want to remind you that we are at a very scary moment for many, but it does not need to be scary for you. As a matter of fact, you found your way here. You are here learning about the self-ascension forecast for this month, for June 2026, but you could be catching this 100 years from now, and this moment matters. I want to open up and say subscribe to this channel. Make sure you're watching. There is so much happening here, and that every episode of Expanding Consciousness, which is done with my incredible partner, Hank Loria, is an extraordinary moment to expand even more. So I hope you're checking out often, and I hope you're here a lot. So let's dive right in. And what I first want to share with you, what I'm going to share on the screen with you right now, and I hope that you're all commenting and chatting with each other over at YouTube if you're here with us live. I do also want to remind you that you can send me questions ahead of time. Make a note, it's an email to support at self-ascension, selfascension.com, support at self-ascension.com. So here we go. You ready? Take a look at this. So what are you gazing at? You are gazing at the June energy calendar. So first and foremost, what the heck is an energy calendar, Kira? Well, these are my visions. These are visions that I see very, very clearly through many different realms. These are not done on medicine journeys or anything of that nature. I'm just very blessed to have been born with these types of insights, which you can read about at my bio at iamkira.net. When I had the vision of June, what I want you to really notice here is to the right first. And if you relax your eyes beyond this, beyond the calendar, meaning if you could just relax into the visual, and for all of you that are part of the self-ascension community, these visuals are available to you always without all the numbers on them. But if you look to the right, you notice that's the overlay. That's that beautiful androgynous, masculine, feminine, unified presence, the oneness in form. But what you'll also see are those two white lines, right? And that star. Now, why am I taking the time to explain this to you? Well, if you relax your eyes even more, what are you seeing? You're seeing the complete alchemical transformation and retransformation, which is, and this is a big part of June, restoration of balance. Now, I want you to really feel that. A restoration of balance. What is restoration of balance? Well, that's what you're gazing at. And that was the first thing they showed me, was this huge presence moving into this specific field of potentiality, and that huge presence would ignite star consciousness to be in the space of quantum immersion, to hold the presence of quantum consciousness, which I do, and you are capable of doing too, means that you must ignite this star consciousness. And then you see those two white lines there. And I'm going to stop the share for a minute. We're going to come right back here, but I want you to really understand this, because this is really important for June. June is all about star consciousness, and it's about how we're going to support that for each other. And I've got so much more to share with you about this and why this is so important. Because right here, now, for those of you that know EFT, and if you don't, look it up, there's tons of people who practice it, and it's a great practice. But EFT is basically a tapping protocol that frequently begins here, right? At these eyebrow points. There you go. It did my eyebrows nice for you so you can see them. You got that? Okay. So these points right here, if I move to the side, and I take my finger, what do you notice? What you notice is that I only touch or connect with the human body in this one spot. Well, why is that so important? back to the share because in June right now, as I mentioned, it's all about star consciousness. Well, as you're gazing here now, as you're looking at this incredible visual that was gifted to us all for this month of June, those two lines are basically, for lack of better language, they're a cosmic prime meridian. So we have a meridian system, we have an energy field that we work with in this body of form, and acupuncture, right? Acupressure, many other different modalities that utilize the meridian system. When Hank and I were in Vietnam, we had the honor and the privilege of going to a very ancient traditional herbal medicinal museum, and the hand-drawn meridian points and the way that these fields and the way that we understand energy and electricity and how it pulses assists us, look again at the calendar, assists us with what's happening here with the brain. You are right now in the middle of an extraordinary shift, and your star consciousness this week, this very week in June, I want you to look at that, June 4-5, that's why the calendar overlaid this way. We are entering into this right now. We are coming out of this incredible full moon experience that has been happening yesterday, Saturday, today, Sunday, as we are broadcasting together. Have you noticed the profound clarity, 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 clarity? Why is this clarity so important? Well, you see what's happening to the brain. Now I want you to look at the 9th. Look at June 9. And when you look at June 9, what are you seeing there? Well, that is the 8-pointed star expanding. Now, if you're not aware of the power of the 8-pointed star, if you're not really aware of star consciousness, if you're not really aware of quantum immersion, then I'm going to stop the share again right now because I want you to make a note of this. I want you to join me right here at this YouTube channel. I want you to absolutely make a note, write it down right now, because on June 17, right here at this YouTube channel, live, my gift to the world, we are going to journey together and learn these energies. This is a bona fide teaching, an introduction into the quantum immersion that is happening in June for all of humanity. And right now today, May 31, let's timestamp that in. We have come together to remember more during a month that is so profound that it will absolutely shift everything. This is that lock and load moment. You've got everything you need. Everything has been put in front of you. It's all there. What are you going to do with it? Are you willing to stand up, number one, for you? Are you willing to say yes to humanity in a way that you know supports your unique sense of being? You know, many people my age in the linear field, and of course, sacred sequence of incarnation, right? We're going to talk about that on the 17th. Make a note, June 17, 8:30 Eastern Time. Join me here. And so what's going to happen is this. In June, right now, you are emerging. And I'm going to put up the share one more time, and then I want to show you the ascended numerological sequences for June because they're also just as mind-boggling. What are you staring at here? Number one, on the 9th, the open eye of the 8-pointed star emerges. Now, I want you to look at those points. If you follow the points of the 8-pointed star, you're looking at tomorrow. That star starts spinning tomorrow. And that 8-pointed star, when we enter June, what is the ascended consciousness? It's right here on the calendar. It's choice. June is the celebration of the choice. June is the expansion of the choice. June is the command. June is the month where, and everything that would have tried to stop you is going to come in right now. It's going to be here. It will have been here. Look at the past week. Look at the past few months, because remember, we go in cycles, right? We go in the cycles of what? Awareness, experience, and choice. That's how we literally keep the brain, which is being alchemized in June. And why is all this so profound? Well, the monthly code for this June 2026, is the 12 plus the double infinite. That first number you see there is June in and of itself. So June this year is a 2 plus the infinite. So everything around us is saying, come together as one. love yourself more. If you are in partnership, be in partnership. If you are clear, then paint the world with your paintbrush. Imagine that you have just been gifted with a blank canvas. What do you want to create? How do you want to create it? And the gift is that this is yours to do. You are that, and it's all coming through star consciousness. Be there June 17, 8:30 Eastern, when we're going to ignite this together, when we are going to begin this quantum immersion. Star consciousness ignites as preparation. Now, look at the Mercury retrograde prephase, and this is why we're getting together in the power of the 17, because we have this ignition happening tomorrow. I mean, we just jump into June, right? But then as everything expands, as we begin opening, as our choice comes forward and we begin to see the restoration of balance, that Mercury retrograde prephase is going to jump in on the 13th, and you got to love it because it's happening in the middle of a new moon, which is creation of self-emergence. Now, this is extraordinary, and I'm going to come back to the calendar a little bit later, but the reason this is so extraordinary is because when we hit the mid-June moment, it's like all your eyes are open. And this retrograde is about restoration. You know, a lot of people freak out about Mercury retrogrades, especially when they're strong. Yes, this one's going to be strong, but this one is a strong restoration. So the way to consider that is that sometimes when a pendulum has been wildly swinging, right? I mean, wildly, wildly swinging, just way out of balance. When it comes to balance, it kind of circles around it for a minute, doesn't it? You know, it just kind of circles around and then it goes, boom, here I am. Well, you know what? Boom, there you are. Welcome to June, because you are here. I am as you are. That divine conscious reflection. You know, I want to share with you just something to really consider, and that is that I'm here currently in the United States with my partner Hank Luria, and we have been really diving deep into the work here. And I have very much been noticing that I have been, you know, pretty much living in the jungle for 23 years and was unaware of the depth of the bubble of not living in this very unique experience of being. And even though I was born in the United States, I have not lived here nor spent this much time here in over 20 years. And having been living with the indigenous for as long as I have, having sat with them, cried with them, loved with them, been honored to be godparent to their children, to be adopted as a grandmother into some of these tribes. I've been invited to live in the Amazon with one of the tribes. What I'm aware of in this moment is that June is my choice, as much as it's your choice, as much as it's everybody's choice. And on June 27, I'm going to be, and with the support and presence of Hank Luria as well, going to be here in Denver offering this quantum immersion live. And this is I keep sharing with everyone, if 2 people show up or 2,000 people show up, it matters not. What matters is that the universe has said it's time, but it's your time too. So I am inviting you, if you can come join us here in Denver on the 27th of June, please go to iamkara.net and say yes and be there. We have very limited space, and if we need more space, we'll find it. You know, what I'm trusting in is that we are at a moment where the conscious transmission is expanding for all. And I encourage you, gather your friends, hop in your car, take a road trip, come be here. Let's do this together. And again, on YouTube, you're going to be here when? June 17, 8:30, when we kick this baby off together. Because let me show you the Ascended Numerology. And remember, send me your questions. Put them right here in the chat if you're grabbing it later. And here we are. So first of all, what am I looking at, right, Kira? What am I staring at? What is this chart? Well, what this is the original form of numerological sequencing, utilizing the energy of our soul's journey in its completeness. So one of the first things that you'll notice is that this is in the totality of the 13. And in the totality of the 13, we enter into our wholeness. And when we enter into our wholeness, you notice the zero field. So imagine when you're gazing at this right now, and this is a pretty powerful month. I remember that when this chart came through, it took my breath away. It really did. But if you're gazing at this chart right now, what are you seeing? What you're seeing, it almost looks like a barbell, right? It looks like it has this movement. And this is what I've been talking about, is that when you're in this restoration of balance, and what is tying it together? Something that's very unusual, a double infinite presence. And so that zero that you're seeing right there, that's your infinite presence. But that second overlay, this double infinite, is a moment where the portal is here. The opening has arrived. We have set in motion the opportunity to do that which we have not done before. This is another reason why Hank and I were called to offer the opening in July. And I know there's a lot going on. People are like, Kira, there's so much going on. How do I keep it straight? Here's how you keep it straight. Go to iamkira.net. Be there at YouTube, this channel, June 17 at 8:30. Join us live right here in Denver. Go to iamkira.net, learn all about that for June 27. And for those of you that I know are ready, and Hank and I are honored for so many of you that are already saying, yeah, I'm going to be there, come join us. Come join us in the heart of the world at a moment when the heart of the world is calling you and you are ready, as is the world ready for you. And that's going to be July 31 because of what you're staring at. And that's why I'm talking about it right now. Look at the chart, just even if you don't understand it right now, this chart, what looks like the wheel, is truly an opportunity for you to be seeing your totality, to be moving with that. And you notice that the quadrant, we have 3 of the 4, and this is very powerful. 3 of the 4 cardinal points is what we're working with in June, the 12, the 6, and the 9. And the 12 and the 6 are going to be in opposition with each other unless you say yes to you. So why does that matter? Well, it matters because the 12 is your physical body and the 6 is your mental body. So your mental body has a double on it. You see that? Your mental body is going to try, it's going to justify, it's going to use your ego. It does everything it can to repeat the patterns that sabotage. But look at the 7, 8, and 9 field. Do you see that? Do you see what's happening there? Well, what's happening there is that your spiritual body is the 9. So the mental and the spiritual are doing what? They're doing exactly what we talked about in the beginning. I'm going to stop the share for a minute. We're re-alchemizing. Let me put that calendar back up one more time just for a sneak peek so you can remember. What are we doing this month? We are in the middle of extraordinary transformation through the restoration of balance. Your physical brain, your cosmic shield, your 8-pointed star of true illumination. This is like a collision course with destiny. Nothing is going to stop what's going to happen in June. And how are you breathing when you heard me say that? I want you to really feel that. We are on a collision course with destiny in June. Nothing's going to stop this. It's going to play out. However, here's the gift. You arrived here right now because you are ready to be consciously aware of everything that's happening around you. You are ready right now, and I'm going to pop up the effect on the physical form of the numerology to show this to you even more. You are ready to navigate this so that you may call in from all the fields of potentialities, the highest versions of you right now in June, to be able to release that which has been repetitive. How many of you think you've let go of the old patterns, but they keep showing up in other ways? Anybody want to raise their hand to that? How many of you think you've done the work, or you're like, I'm there, I know this, I got this? Well, you know what? Yay! Or if you're looking at me going, Kira, I'm not even sure I know what you're talking about. Yay! You're here. You're here right now. And remember, you deserve because you were born. And in the quantum immersion, through our conscious self-ascension, which those of you that have known me on the air for 23 years, I'm the real thing, baby. Love me or hate me, I'm the real thing. And that's why these tattoos went on all those years ago. I am emergence, as are you. We are each emerging with every breath. We are not the same being we were a breath ago. And in June, we are being handed the choice. And our body, our mind, our emotions, our spiritual capacities, all of it, and I mean all of it, put it in and shake it up. All of it is looking at you in June and saying, what are you willing to do? What are you? Not the you, the ego, not the you that has to have it front and center. The you that deep within knows that every interaction you have with every being is an invitation for you to master more. Look at the ego, release the ego, and then love it enough to know that it's serving you in this field of form. You know, the ego stops you from walking in front of a bus. The ego invites you to take a shower when you want and to look a little better if you like, or to pay attention to this beautiful temple, right? Remember that our body, this body, is a temple. And so how do you treat your temple? Who's allowed in? How do they offer that gift back to you? You are a living temple capable of commanding everything, including reverse aging, reshaping, vitality, and the conscious presence and awareness of benevolence. And I want to share a lot with you about the benevolence as I put back up the numerological sequencing. And again, ascended numerology is the original sequencing that was used by the ancient magi. This sequencing came through me while I was living at Lake Audit-Lawn over a 12-month period. If you want to learn more about ascended numerology, go to iamkara.net. Also, I am published in the Sedona Journal of Emergence every month. You'll find the full Ascended Numerology in the magazine every month, as well as at the website iamkara.net. Look at your body right here on this chart. So this is the gift of Ascended Numerology, is that the wheel, the sequencing, the way that this lays out, and this is why people frequently request that I do their soul readings, because what it shows is the journey of the soul and how it overlays and why you came in, why your soul is here for this specific moment and this potentiality. Well, part of it is to the right. It's because we take form. So how does that literally lay out on the body? Well, it can be a little confusing when you first look at it, because those numbers on the body are not chakra numbers. They're numbers that match the wheel placement. And here's what's so important to look at. This month, the only chakra, and I mean the only chakra, that is coming from our physical form in this field is the second. Now, the second chakra, and it has a double ding on it. So the second chakra is a chakra that can be very, very potent because it's frequently around sex, right? So a lot of sex, a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of energy there. And when that happens, you have to remember that what is the second chakra? It's the gateway to your power. Your power sits in your third chakra in this field of potentiality. So there's going to be a power struggle. In the physical world, what we are seeing is that this power struggle is going to come in, and the power struggle is going to begin with the self, unless, and you've got to love this, look what that 6 is directly tied to. It is directly tied to your high heart. It is directly tied to the opening of your star consciousness, and it is directly tied to the lotus chakra, which is also ringing twice. And this is what's so powerful, is that in the lower fields, this energy in the physical realm is going to represent a lot of push, pull, power struggle. You're going to see a lot of sexual overtone. There's going to be almost an extremism in that. There's going to be a big sense of creation coming in, and it's going to be huge. And what's so powerful is that it's all a power struggle for what's going to be happening in July. Because July, it's like, woo, just stay tuned, guys. Let's get through June together, and we are. But when you look at that beautiful double six, remember that what is the higher ascended presence of the second chakra? It's the transmutation from it being about sex to being about love. And that love begins with the love of self. It doesn't mean that the sex isn't there by any means. I don't want to have that misconstrued at all, because sex is healthy and important and part of reverse aging and a beautiful gift when we have a temple that we are honoring in mutuality, and when that energy is transmuted into that love of divine self, thereby co-creating through and with another to do what? Ignite, here we are this month, high heart. You know, a lot of people ask me about my scarab, my one, isn't that beautiful tattoo? And this scarab is the recognition of the high heart, the ever-evolving eternal nature that we are, the expansion that comes forward, that movement, that freedom. And so our high heart is saying, take all that creation energy, and it's not a power struggle, it's a unification, right? If you have two very powerful energies that are both meeting at the same spot, imagine what happens, and here we go, big closing sequence. Imagine what happens when we insert benevolence. And so that's what this month is sharing, because from the high heart, we're going to star consciousness, June 17, 8:30, right here, p.m. Eastern. Star consciousness, here's your third eye, right? Star consciousness, right there. When we ignite our star consciousness, we lift from the third eye frequency into our higher conscious presence. We ignite a greater sense of awareness, the ability to witness what's happening here, thereby staying in higher conscious frequency, thereby anchoring benevolence. I want to invite you to remember one thing, bringing our hands to our heart and breathing in. We are each ascending. We ascend from the moment we're born. We ascend from being a helpless baby into a fun little toddler, into a child, into a young adult, into adulthood, into our benevolent king and queenship. Perhaps when we view ourselves as the benevolent ones in form that we are, and we carry forward our decision making from the essence and the energy of the right thing to do, and without a sense of me, and simply a knowing of the we. From there, things shift. Consciousness is shifting. This is Einstein, right? We're never going to solve what's happening at the level of consciousness that created it, and that means that we're all going to have to move through and let go of the resistance and invite in the restoration. What I have learned during an extraordinary journey, and I'm ready to finally share in person intimately with you, is that when we allow our benevolence to carry us forward, even though we may still hurt, and even though our emotional body may still get triggered, and even though we may still be living in this world that seeks to taunt us, it is the presence of benevolent king and queenship that moves us forward with grace, with ease, and with the true blessing of the law of instantaneous manifestation. I am living that in my life right now. My partner, Hank Lurie, and I have called that in. And we, me, he, you, we are all looking forward to holding you in person. So we first want to hold you June 17 right here at YouTube. Come learn more about quantum immersion. Feel the gift of ignition. And then come join us live right here, Saturday, June 27, and some privates are still available on June 28 in the Denver area of Colorado. And then fly free. And we look forward to welcoming you at our home in Ecuador in the Andes Mountains. June is important. June is restoration, and it is choice. Be clear and love more as I love you. Send me a message.